All right, here we are, Impact and Influence Radio right here on iHeart, and today's broadcast is brought to you by Blinds of Sacramento, Sacramento's complete solution window covering experts. Give them a call, 916-790-8689 or blindsofsacramento.com. Now, today, we're hanging out with Robin O'Brien. I've run into this lovely lady multiple times from different networking events. We're going to be talking about that a little bit today as well, but how are you, my dear?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. You've never done anything like this before.
No.
And I still bite my tongue. You know what's funny about radio? So when I got into this business, what is that, about 12 years ago now, 11, 12 years ago, I go into my first recording and the producer's been in this game, 35 years or whatever at the time. And he goes, okay, Quinn, so welcome to radio. First thing I need to teach you is nobody cares. Okay. Nobody cares about who you are, what you're all about, what you do. Nobody cares. So you've got to make them care. The second thing is we got to teach you how to talk. And so, what do you mean know how to talk? And he goes, well, most people, when they talk like this and it just, everything rambles together and it's just, there's no enunciation. So in radio, you want to talk and you know how my voice, the cadence and the tonality changes and the expression changes. And it's so when it comes out on the other side, it sounds not just a big bunch of rambling, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. But I still find myself stepping on my tongue. I still end up biting my tongue. All right. So you're a notary.
Yes, I am.
Explain to me what this is. And the reason I say this is because there's still a lot of people that have no idea what you do.
Okay, so what a notary does is they are there to help reduce fraud. So they identify the signer and make sure that they are who they say they are by identifying an ID. Has to be government issue with a photo, like a driver's license or a passport. We also help with loan signings because those require notarizations. A lot of the times the title companies will just send us out because we have to do those notarizations anyway. So it kind of saves them time going to the people's houses or having them come to them. Mm-hmm. So those are some of the services that I provide. I also do things for banks sometimes because, they have their own loans that they do. Yeah. Sometimes they have clients that can't make it in to the bank. So I will go there to their house or wherever, their home, their work. Sometimes I've gone to the gym. I've gone to the golf course. Yeah. Just wherever. I also work with attorneys a lot, too, because with the state plannings, those things need notarizations as well.
Very interesting. So, essentially, you're like a liaison to get things signed and documented.
Correct.
Okay. Now, what types of clients are we talking about here? You mentioned attorneys. You mentioned banks. I mean, can just anybody... And wouldn't the bank already have somebody that handles this?
Some banks do have notaries, but others don't. And sometimes their banker is usually like one of their tellers or somebody is the notary. So they're not going to really want to have to leave the bank for like 2 hours to go do a signing here or whatever. So they'll use a mobile notary to go to that person. And then I bring the stuff back to them.
Very interesting. Now, I'm assuming the licensing is pretty extensive. You can't just anybody go and do this. I'm assuming there's some
no, you do have to. You do take a course. It's like a 12-hour day. You take an 8-hour course, and then they give you time to study, and then you take the test. And you also have to get live scanned. You also have to have a background check every year.
Interesting.
So there's things to it.
Now, how long have you been doing this now?
I've been doing this for about 3 years now.
And you're loving it?
I do like it a lot. Before this, I was a hairstylist for 15 years, and I needed something more flexible for my kids. My husband travels a lot. So a friend suggested to me notary's very flexible job, so I decided to try it out.
And what's he do?
He works with McKesson Medical Supply Company.
Nice.
He's a project manager for when they open different warehouses across the U.S. He goes there and deals with the vendors, make sure everything's working correctly.
We worked with them at one point. Who was that? When was that? I don't remember now. I worked with somebody and we had... In fact, it was on this show, one of the early episodes, we had somebody from there, and he was thinking about going and building his own outfit. if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Wasn't your husband?
Oh, what's
No?
that?
It wasn't your husband?
No.
All right, so passion. Like, we all have something that we had when we were kids, right? I mean, for me, it was music and art. What's something that you just, you encompass yourself in still today that you had as a kid?
I've always been a huge fan of music.
Okay.
My family, or my mom and dad, they always had music on.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoy music a lot. I always have it on, no matter where I'm at.
What's your style of music?
I am a rock girl, but I do also like, other things like reggae, hip hop, rap. I like some, the older 50s, 60s stuff. I'm pretty versatile with my music.
So if you were to say your favorite band, what is that?
That's a really hard one.
So my rock would be Incubus or Stained. My metal would obviously be Metallica. And then if you're looking for like a bluesy kind of easy listening would be, I guess, John Mayer. My all-time favorite would probably be like Sinatra.
Okay. I like Tool a lot.
Oh my God.
I also like Incubus.
Have you seen Incubus?
I have. I've seen them a couple times.
Oh my God.
I mean, I wish I could have seen them in their prime back in the 90s, but that wasn't it. But still really good.
We saw them, that was about, a year and a half or so ago in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah?
They were doing the Morning View. Basically, they were doing the entire Morning View album. And then they threw in, at the end, like Animali and Drive and some of the other stuff. And no, what a killer show. Just killer show.
Somebody who I was kind of surprised with, never saw before, and once I saw them, was Godsmack. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they were really great live.
And see, I've heard the same thing about Nickelback, and I just don't like either of those bands.
I'm not a Nickelback fan at all, no. I've never seen them.
No, I probably would never go see them, but Godsmack, for me, his voice bugs me.
Yeah.
His voice just doesn't do it. And I think during that era, for me, it was all about Creed. And what's funny is Creed's coming back.
Yeah.
And they're like a thing all of a sudden.
I know.
Isn't that the weirdest thing?
I have not seen them. I will say one band that really surprised me, which is not one that I would ever have chose to go see, but they replaced a band. I go to Aftershock every year.
Okay.
And they replaced a band one time, and it was Muse.
Wow.
So I know their music, but I'm not that's not something that I just put on. And whoa, their concert was amazing.
So
I was like, whoa.
So we went and saw Dog Star. Have you seen Dog Star?
Mm-mm.
So Dog Star is Keanu Reeves' band.
Okay.
Are you familiar?
I knew he had a band, but I didn't know what they were. Okay.
Oh my God. So we got tickets. It was New Year's Eve 2 years ago. And my wife and I, we got last minute seats, and it was like $60 or $70 a person, New Year's Eve in Napa at whatever that theater is. I don't remember what the name, Orpheum, maybe. No, that's something else. Maybe it is. I don't remember. And so we're there at the theater, and they were just horribly amazing. If you've ever seen a band that's just not good, but they're so great performing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Their music is just terrible, but they were so much fun. And, everyone got the toast and everything. And they had only had one album. I think they still only have one album, but they only had one album out. And what was so funny about it was they got to the end of the album, and then they played a couple of cover songs and then forgot the rest of the song, and then just started back at the first song of the album and just did this album the second time. It was so bad. It was great. It was probably one of the most fun I've had at a show, and so chill and relaxed. And then they're playing a song, and then we have 3 minutes until the ball drop, until New Year's. And so he goes off in this rambling speech, and then they come in and they play a song, and they stop midway through it, and they're like, oh crap, we forgot the ball drop. And then all the stuff comes down. Nobody even did a countdown. It was just awful, but it was so great. Everyone had such a great time. And
That's awesome.
And Keanu said like one word the whole night. He didn't drink at all, which I thought was really interesting. I thought he'd at least have a toast. He had a bottle of water the whole time, and obviously everybody was there to see Keanu. It was
right.
It was awesome.
Like, I don't care what they play. I'm just there to see Keanu Reeves.
It was great. It was great. He's tall. He's really tall. Like,
is he?
Yeah. I think he's only like 6'1", but he looks like a really bigger 6'1".
Okay.
Because he's skinny and
right,
like his
right.
legs
So
are
he's
really
very
long.
lanky.
Yeah. He's just a cool dude. He reminds me of like a really clean version of like Russell Brand. Like if you saw like Get Him to the Greek, he like totally has the rock star vibe. You know, like he could come out in a beautiful Brioni suit and then be wearing a pair of combat boots and his hair looks like it wasn't combed and it works.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I could never pull that off.
A couple of years ago, I saw Juliette Lewis's band, which I didn't even know she had a band. And she was just on a lineup at Aftershock, and I was like, interesting.
Really?
It wasn't bad. Wasn't bad.
Interesting. Have you seen Metallica yet?
Yes, I actually got to see them when they were here for that, and they did 2 shows.
Yes.
And
yes.
That was amazing.
They have to do 2 shows.
Amazing.
They have to do 2 shows. It's life-changing.
Oh,
it's
totally.
It's like when you're on your deathbed, you're sitting there going, okay, I wish I did this. I wish I did this. I wish I did this. I wish I saw Metallica. You know?
I've always loved Metallica, but I'll tell you, when James Hetfield cut his hair in the 90s, I was like, ooh. And I had a crush on him ever since.
No, James is, there was this weird moment in like 2005, 2010, maybe, where he looked like the lion from Wizard of Oz. Yeah. There was like this weird moment. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? And then he got attractive again.
Yep.
And I mean, now, holy crap, dude, I hope I look like that at that age.
He's pretty good for how old he is. Like,
born in 62 or something? Yeah.
Yeah, so. But yeah, they're awesome. Another really great show I saw was the Foo Fighters.
Interesting.
And that was before they lost Taylor.
Yes.
And that was a really awesome show that was here at the Golden One Center, almost like when the Golden One was like first opened.
Yeah.
And that was a really great show too.
So we went and saw, have you seen John Mayer yet?
I haven't.
Okay, it's worth it.
Okay.
It's worth it. And I was really surprised because, see, when John Mayer came out, I want to say you're about my age. It was right out of high school. Mm-hmm. He wasn't cool. He was this like preppy type that was totally, I mean, you know, I was the kid that bleached his hair and listened to Sublime and skateboarded. And,
right.
You know, so I was one of the quote unquote cool kids, even though I wasn't cool, but I was one of the cool kids. And so John Mayer just wasn't that, right? He wore 2 polo shirts and skinny pants and played an acoustic guitar. And you had like this like weird thing. You had Jack Johnson, John Mayer, Gavin DeGraw. You had like these weird artists coming out at the time. And then it was around like 2005, John Mayer started getting into blues music. I mean, he had always been doing blues music, but he couldn't do it professionally because he had to do what the producers were telling him.
The radio
crap. Yeah. So he started getting into blues music, and he did a band. It was a 3-piece called the John Mayer Trio. And then he comes out and he plays. If you were a Stevie Ray Vaughan fan, of course, Stevie Ray is a legend. And he played Austin City Limits, and he played with Double Trouble, with Stevie Ray Vaughan's band. Now, Stevie Ray Vaughan, I don't know if you're familiar, a little history lesson for everybody. He died on August 27, 1990 in a helicopter crash and was probably one of the most sought-after guitar players in the world at the time.
Okay.
Influenced by Jimi Hendrix, so he had a lot of Hendrix style in him. And so John Mayer comes out and he starts playing and he actually sounds like Stevie. And I was like, holy crap, who is this guy? So John Mayer Trio with Pino Palladino and Steve Jordan, 2, again, legendary musicians that are working with him, put out the album and it does really, really well. And then there's this time where John Mayer starts doing these, you know, Slow Dancing in a Burning Room and Gravity. And we've heard these songs, but when you really start to digest the music is when it starts to make sense. So we went and saw John Mayer in Vegas. And, you know, we pull into Vegas and they got this big thing. This is John Mayer tonight. And tickets were like $80 or whatever. We're like, let's do it. So we go to the show and our socks were knocked off. It was like, holy crap, he was good. I mean, he was just amazing.
That's always awesome.
He was amazing.
Yeah, when you see somebody that you're just like, whoa.
It was like, wow, instant lifelong fan. And what's funny is that same tour, he at the back end of that tour, he was coming through Golden One. And he had Bob Weir with him, which is a guitar player from the Grateful Dead, and who just passed away. Like I think this last month, Bob Weir passed away, and he had Bob Weir with him, and the show wasn't as good. It was a completely different show. And still Steve Jordan and Pino Palladino were there, and he was playing the same songs. He did a couple of Grateful Dead tunes, which I don't get Grateful Dead music. It makes no sense to me. I don't understand it. And it's just a different generation. And I don't get it. But no, the show was just not as good. But that Vegas show, let me tell you, if you do get a chance to go see John Mayer, just do it. Even if the tickets are, $100 or whatever, it was really a great show.
Okay.
Now,
I'll keep that in mind.
I'm going to ask you the most controversial question in the entire world. Have you seen Taylor Swift yet?
I have not.
Are you going to?
Probably not.
Probably not.
I wouldn't say that, like, it's just not somebody that I would want to pay that much money for because concert tickets are expensive. So you really got to pick and choose sometimes.
Here's where I'm at with Taylor Swift.
But I think she is a brilliant artist. She's made for herself. Good for you, girl.
I maybe this is immaturity talking, and I'm going to completely admit this. But the commercial will come on, and I'll hear a Taylor Swift song, and that damn song is stuck in my head. It is good music, okay? It is really good music. I refuse to listen to it. I refuse to watch the documentary. I refuse to go see her live. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is that bugs me about it. Maybe it's just too commercial.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't really listen to her or any of that, but hey, she made it, like, good for you, girl.
All-time favorite band or artist?
I can't really say that I have one because I just like so many.
You would drop everything right now
ones.
to go see them.
But let's see. I would definitely go see Pucifer again and
Tool.
Know.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
So it's a side band of Maynard's. They're called Pucifer.
Got it.
There's songs that you probably have heard, and you're just like, oh, I didn't know that was them.
Yeah.
And also Perfect Circle is one of their other.
My wife likes them, and Breaking Benjamin, she loves them, and
they're great too. I've seen them a couple times,
and I'm just like,
Yeah.
For me, what about bands that aren't here anymore?
Bands that aren't here anymore.
Somebody you missed. Somebody maybe a different generation.
I would have loved to see Pantera. I think original.
Okay, I remember the night that Dimebag died.
Nirvana would have been very cool to see.
They're doing Nirvana again. Have you seen this?
Are they?
Yes. Yeah. Dave Grohl on drums, and then who did they have doing vocal? Oh, Post Malone doing vocal.
Really?
And selling as Nirvana. And they got Chris on bass and the whole bit. Yeah.
That's strange.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool, but at the same time, it's like
worked.
They should just name it something else.
No, man,
I don't know.
no, because you got Sublime. Okay, we're gonna get into Sublime conversation.
That too.
Next Saturday, we actually have a local band that's a tribute band that I think is gonna do big things called Garden Groove. And they're a Sublime tribute, and they're the best I've ever heard.
I've heard of them, but I've never seen them.
Holy crap, they're good. Go to my Instagram. Dude, in fact, here,
I've heard of them, but I've never seen them. And
oh my God, dude, they are so good.
I've seen Sublime with Rome a couple times. They were great.
This is better.
My daughter, she loves Sublime.
This
obsessed.
is actually better. And
so I might need to take her to see them then. Because she would enjoy them,
dude,
I think.
These guys are on a different level good.
Yeah.
Dude, he actually sounds like like Brad Noel, dude.
Yeah.
Look at these guys.
Yeah, he does.
Dude, they're going to go places. They've only been a band since August. And I'm like, holy crap, dude. And they're playing big venues already. I'm like, holy smokes. And so going back to that thing, you know, it's okay. See, I liked what Sublime did with Rome. Sublime with Rome. They could do Nirvana with Posty.
Yeah.
And that's
Post
my problem.
Malone's a great singer.
But that's my problem with this Linkin Park thing.
That too.
That's my problem. It's not Linkin Park.
It's not. It's like you guys gotta, like, you know, add something to it saying like 2.0 or just
it's
another
Linkin Park
band
with Emily, right? No, in Linkin Park, this is sad. Linkin Park without Chester on stage, that last show that they did where the audience sang, was more Linkin Park than Emily singing Chester's parts. I'm sorry.
I like her voice and everything.
I love her voice.
I think they work great together, but yeah,
with
they
should
new call
music.
It something else.
Correct,
yeah.
with their new music.
For sure.
Yeah. And see, I loved what Sublime did with Rome. And then for some reason Rome decided to leave I don't understand what he was thinking.
I think he was going off and doing his own side projects, and I think they were bringing Bradley's son into the band.
I heard about this.
So they made a new song, and it's pretty cool. It sounds just like his dad.
Does it?
Oh, he sounds exactly like him. They actually are coming here, or they did come here recently. My daughter was upset that I didn't get tickets.
Lincoln?
But yeah, so I believe that's why that happened.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so you would like to see Nirvana. You would like to see Pantera. Who else? See, for me, Sinatra all day long.
That'd be cool.
I got invited back in 2012. I had my retail store. I had a motorcycle shop inside the mall. And I was in the process of going out of business, and I knew it. Man, it was ugly. And I got an invite. Couple of friends of mine said, "Hey, you got to go to this website. There's only like 3 tickets left or 5 tickets left. $1,000. Drive on pass, Playboy Mansion, to see Steven Tyler perform." I couldn't come up with the money. And it's like the only regret I have in life. You know, it's like literally the only regret I have in life. I mean, this is the heyday. You know, this is, you know, Hugh Hefner walking around, the girls, they had the TV show, Steven Tyler. I mean, Steven Tyler is old as everything now, and he's having a hard time. He's had vocal surgery. And so this is like just in the middle of this beautiful moment in entertainment history, being in the entertainment business. 30 years this year, by the way. 30 years this year is since I've started getting the entertainment business. And it's one of those things where I'm like, oh my God, I wish I'd done that. My career probably would have skyrocketed. I wouldn't be here. I would be Howard Stern by now. Who knows? But for you, what's your ultimate, like, holy crap? Sublime or Nirvana.
I wouldn't necessarily say that they would be like the holy crap, but
I know it's a tough one. See, for me, like even Michael Jackson,
I will say I was very upset about Ozzy's death. I was a very big Ozzy fan because my parents, that's like kind of how I got introduced to hard rock music. My parents were big Ozzy fans, and so that was probably like the first rock music I really knew. So that sucked. I did see him once, which was awesome.
That last show was wild, dude. That last show was really tough, man. That was tough. My wife and I cried for like a week.
I did too. And I actually, so right after he died, I was going to Hollywood to see my best friend. She happened to be there. And so we got to see his star and all the stuff on it. So that was kind of neat. But yeah, it was just a really
So I was a big fan of Saved by the Bell as a kid. Did you watch Saved by the Bell?
I did.
So I'm friends with some of the cast. I've gotten pretty close to the organization over the years, just because
Okay.
I've been a super fan, like an obsessed.
Oh, I've
super
seen all
fan.
those episodes a billion times.
Yeah.
I'll watch them a billion more.
So our movies actually, if you see, this one doesn't say it. So our latest film, we have Troy Froman in it, who played Ox and Scud in
Okay.
Saved by the Bell.
Okay.
And then we've worked with Jeff Ash, who played Maxwell Nerdstrom. At the time, I was speaking with Peter Engel's ex-wife. Nothing frivolous. She just saw what we were doing, and Dustin was dying of cancer. He passed away 3 weeks to the day of his diagnosis. And so we had all come together, cast, crew, fans, everybody, and we filmed this beautiful little thing for Dustin. We called it Dustin, We Love You. And he watched it like 2 days before he passed away. So when I got word that he had passed, it was before TMZ, it was before everybody. And so first thing I did is I just sent a text to the publicist and said, "Hey, is this true?" And he says, yeah, he passed away. It's like, did he at least get to see our message? Yes, he watched it on Saturday. And so it was like, oh, good, thank God, And then I just started messaging the cast and everybody, and it got me not necessarily closer, but I got closer to these people that I idolized my entire career. And it was interesting is I get this call one day. In fact, it was Peter Engel's ex-wife, and the sad thing is you'd think I would remember her name, just Mrs. Engel, respect, right? And she sends me a message. I think it was on Facebook, and she says, "Hey, I have a friend who's got something that you would absolutely love." And I'm like, "What is it?" She goes, "Well, I gave it to him, and it has certificate of authenticity, but it's Screech's Screechamia spaghetti sauce apron." Remember the spaghetti sauce episode? When he took his, he said it was his grandma's recipe, but it wasn't. It was just.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, and they were making spaghetti sauce. So I have the apron, or had the apron, and so I had it. And see, Troy Froman has a restaurant down in Santa Monica. We had talked multiple times about taking it, framing it, putting it inside the restaurant, and I thought about it, and I ended up just selling it to a collector. And I don't know, I got a few $100 for it. I paid a few $100 and then got a few $100 for it. My wife was like, "You paid that much for that freaking apron? Are you out of your mind?" But people spend a lot more on stupid stuff. So anyway, but yeah, I became like this like super fan. And so for me, when Dustin passed away, that was a tough day for me. That was like, I was almost like in the middle of it. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, I had to stop, and I had some tears and called everybody, and we all just kind of stopped. None of us went to work that day. It was a crappy day when Dustin passed away. So yeah. And then of course all the cast and crew then got on the internet and talked about how big of a jerk he was and everything. And I'm like, this is not the time for that.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, guys. Like, let's wait a year.
Yeah.
We all know he was a jerk, but let's wait a little while.
Right.
I mean, he said some really stupid stuff. What was your favorite TV show growing up?
I did watch Saved by the Bell a lot.
Well, we're the same age, so
I
yeah,
also
that's all right.
watched Home Improvement a lot.
He's been getting into trouble. The kid,
The older
one,
kid, yeah. He wasn't the one I was a fan of. I was a JTT fan.
Oh, of course
so.
you were. So the Lion King and all of that.
Yeah.
That's actually interesting too, because they were looking at having somebody else. I want to say that they were thinking about Macaulay Culkin or something as Simba for the Lion King.
Oh, yeah, at the time,
Yeah,
I think so. They probably were. He was pretty big at the time.
And then he was filming something else, and I guess couldn't do it, so they got Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Speaking of him, though, he's really turned himself around, so that's pretty awesome.
Who's that?
Macaulay.
Holy crap, dude! And then, of course, Mama passed away a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sad.
That was not. I was like,
None of us were expecting that.
Are you kidding me? Like, she's not even that old.
She was all of our mom, dude.
Yeah.
Every single one of us. The moment when she says, "Go upstairs," I was like, oh, we've all heard that one.
Well, of course. And I am a huge Beetlejuice fan. So, Delia Deets.
I never saw the Beetlejuice. I never saw it.
You got to see that. And then there's a sequel now.
Yes.
Which, it was okay. I think that they were trying a little too hard, but it
They're
was
trying to bring
okay.
it back, yeah.
But it was good to see Michael Keaton back. I'm a big Michael Keaton fan.
See, I'm a Michael Keaton fan for different reasons.
He was the best Batman, by the way.
See,
Nobody will ever top him.
I think that Christian Bale is the best Batman, but I think Michael Keaton. So I'm a car guy, and so he was in a movie called Need for Speed. Did you watch Need for Speed?
I think I did watch that one. Yeah,
and he played the guy from the De Leon. And he was great. I mean, I just see.
He's a great actor all the way around. He's got a lot of good movies.
All the way. Yeah. And so that was interesting to me is when I saw him in that role. What was another role that he played that was really big? Because when I realized who that was, I went, okay, I know him from something else, and it wasn't Batman, and it wasn't Beetlejuice.
Yeah, there was like that one that was Multiplicity, Mr. Mom.
God, so I don't remember now.
Those are a little older though. I don't know new wise.
And see, I didn't do the whole Breaking Bad, so I'm an Aaron Paul fan
because he was kind of out for a while. I thought,
time. Yeah,
and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, he's still around.
Yeah, and we almost forget these people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's weird about the entertainment business. They almost just like, okay, I made some money. I'm gonna
go hang out and do what I want for a while, and then they're like, "Oh, I got to make some more money."
Yeah, or they miss the art. They miss the art element.
I mean, I'm sure that they also are like, "Oh, I miss doing that."
I'm in the music business. I have been for a long time. I write and produce, and I haven't been on stage in a number of years. And I still find myself. There's days where I'm like, I've got to build a new show. I've got to do this. I've got to get back on stage. I got to do this. And I get all gung-ho about it. And then I realize how much work goes into it. And I go, yeah, we're not going to do that. We're just going to write a song or two and then go back and just,
Well, and some of them become like producers, directors, writers, and we don't know about that.
That's where it makes the most sense, really. That's where it makes the most sense, yeah. And what's actually interesting is I was down in L.A. and I'm talking with one of the people from one of our movies. We hire real actors, and in fact, our fourth movie we have Joseph Caniscoli from The Sopranos. And so, I'm talking to one of these guys, and I'm like, "Who the hell are all these people with these Rolls Royces and Bentleys?" He goes, "These are all the producers." And I'm like, "Well, good thing I'm not an actor." All right, so let's get back to what you're doing. So you were talking to me before we started regarding Secretary of State Services with the Notary. Explain to me what this is. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, so it's an apostille service, and what an apostille is a notarization from the Secretary of State saying that the public official that either signed it or notarized it is a legit public official of the United States. So then it can be recognized in another country. Like people will use birth certificates, death certificates, marriage certificates, powers of attorneys that they might need to use in another country. So they need to have that official stamp. They do a special way that they staple the papers together, and you can't remove any of the staples, and then you can use it out of country. So what I do is I would pick it up from you. I would take it down there to get that done because usually you have to sit there for 30 minutes to an hour waiting, and then I would bring it back to you, so it just saves time.
Very, very interesting. Now, does that require separate licensing?
No, literally anyone could go down and do an apostille for you. It's just, if you don't have anyone or you don't want to do it yourself, you could hire me. Very, very interesting. Now, do we want to talk about pricing? Like, do we want to mention anything like that in terms of what it costs for your services? So there is a travel fee depending on what area you're in. Okay. My local area is Rancho Cordova, so it starts at $15.
Oh, you're not too far from here.
Yep. And then it's $15 per notarized signature, and that's the state's. They are the one that says that that's the price of it. Very, very interesting. Okay. Well, do you have a website, phone number? Do you want to put any of that stuff on here? I do. My phone number is 916-980-9953, and I do have a website, www.ladybirdmobilenotary.com. Okay, let's do this one more time. 916-980- 9953. 9953 in Ladybird. Boy, my dyslexia is killing me today. Ladybird Notary. Mobilenotary.com. Mobilenotary.com. All right.
All right, 916-980-9953, ladybird.mobilenotary.com. I get that right?
Yep.
Perfect. And anything that you want to add before we get out of here?
I service Sacramento, El Dorado, Placer, Amador, and Yolo counties. And I travel to anywhere that you need. It could be work, home, the gym, the golf course, you name it.
Very, very simple. Okay, Robin O'Brien, Notary, 916-980-9953 or ladybird.mobilenotary.com. Hey, thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.